Hey guys, how you doing? Thought I'd show you some of the latest things I've picked up. This is a 1/32nd scale bank, a coin collecting bank that is all die cast, and I think it would look pretty good with the layout, seeing that it's immediately after World War II hostilities. And if you look at any documentary footage of Germany being restored, there's a lot of horse and buggies on the streets. Not a lot of gas guzzling vehicles belong to the civilian populace. So the horses are a little soft, but it's a neat novelty. I might just keep on the layout as is. This leisurely figure here, I think, is from Prizer or LGB. I'm not quite sure, but he's he comes from the model railroad hobby world. So I haven't really been purchasing a lot of stuff for the layout. Well, let me rephrase that. I have, but it's been on the small scale, and I'll show you some of what I've got. So to start off with, I bought these Britain's die-cast vehicles from two separate sources on eBay. I had shown a video of them in their unaltered state, their stock colors and things like that. So I wound up stripping the Kubelwagen down to bare metal, and I primed it with etching primer. Do not use Duplicolor self-etching primer. It's a nice color and it works well on plastic, but on metal, it does not etch into the surface at all. I was able to pull it right off with some masking tape, and it was really disappointing. So hopefully, I'll probably spray this with a clear coat, and hopefully that'll seal everything in. The spare tire still needs to be put on, and finally I'll have a suitable sized command car for the Germans on this 132 layout. If anybody knows of a good 132 scale, like Mercedes or something like that, I'd love to know. I did a little searching. I found maybe one lead in the model kit world, but I'd love to find a 1/32nd scale toy German command car. So the other thing is this Daimler Scout car. I had done the same treatment. I stripped it all down to bare metal and repainted it. And once again, I used the etching primer from Duplicolor. And then I sprayed it with Testors, Model Masters, olive drab. I think the color is 1945, but it's Testors Model Masters olive drab. It's my favorite olive drab color in all the model kit lines that I found. So I added a little bit of the camouflage pattern. That's a Vallejo paint. That's actually German black brown, a German camouflage color. But in my mind, this is how it should look. I did some research on this pattern. I found out it's called the Mickey Mouse pattern in popular terms, and did a little research on some trucks and things like that, and applied this camouflage to this vehicle. So I am bidding on some drivers for it, and I did win a die-cut, a pewter 1/32nd scale kit figure on eBay for it. And whatever happens, I'll get some English crew people. I would love to make it look like Michael Caine in there from A Bridge Too Far. So I made a stop at Michael's craft store, and I bought some other things. And I bought this tiny chain, which is in their jewelry section, but I think it would look good on the back hooks there on the fender. I'll just loop a piece of chain between them, and then this can always come in useful in other parts of the hobby. Here I have Sherman tanks and things like that I can dress up with the spare chain. So I had mentioned the Red Cross flag that I got for the church. The church is going to be our ad hoc field hospital for the city, and I'm gathering like medical staff figures and things like that. And one of the things I bought was the support group for the Germans from BMC Toys. I believe these were originally offered from Connecticut Toy Soldiers. And there's a pack of different things. This happens to be the 2 stretcher bearers that are in the pack. But there's a bunch of other cool figures. I think they're pretty well done for this. There's a German flamethrower guy running, a rifleman, a guy about to toss a grenade, and an MP40 guy. There's a German surrendering. There's a dead German or severely wounded German. I think these are all SS troops. They definitely have smocks and cloth helmet covers. Panzerfaust firing trooper, a mortar guy, and a medic responding to a wounded comrade. Panzer Shrek trooper, and a couple other things. There's some MG-34 guys and stretcher bearer. So it's a good set. BMC Toys, German support group. So on to other things. I stopped at Michael's and I picked up this, I guess they're cherry blossoms, and I thought they would look good flanking either side of the main doorway here of the church. I think what I'm going to do is mount the buildings on their own plywood bases, probably for scale. I'd make these 1/4 inch thick, and I'll make the bases a little wider than the building so they can look like walkways and things like that. And this way, the building is self-contained and it can go right down on this cobblestone mat and look correct and be movable in any category that I want. And because it'll have a walkway around it, I can position other figures outside of the building and put them all in place. And then finally, I picked this up a while ago. This is a 1/32 scale New Ray boxcar. I believe this is intended to be for livestock. It was missing the doors. It was very cheap. I think I can fabricate new doors, and I will probably line the inside with styrene and then repaint this thing a more industrial World War II German neutral color, grayish railroad, gray green, that type of thing, and put Wehrmacht decals on it and stuff like that. But what I think I'm going to do for the sake of the layout is make this like Hermann Goering's plunder train and fill it with all sorts of scale artifacts that I have found. I've been buying a couple dollhouse size paintings on gold frames and things like that. I found this miniature treasure chest at Michael's this morning, and I have a couple of miniature to scale sculptures on order. So I'm going to load up the train as Hermann Goering's plunder, and I'll probably do a little vignette somewhere on the board where it's being discovered by the Allies. Kind of like that movie Monuments Men, if you've seen it. Speaking of movies, I'd actually been thinking about taking the layout in a direction to be a homage to the movies I grew up with and do some out of the ordinary things. I do like my historical accuracy, but I also love movies, and I'm thinking maybe get some Patton tanks and paint them up in German colors, or do some things like, I guess that's the big one, would be use the wrong tanks for the town at least once in a while, and put German, I think they were called Balkan Kreuzes on the side, the that famous black and white sort of X marking on the tanks. Um, but that's as things develop. I think the important thing would be to get the get the buildings in order, and then figure out getting these other new Ray locomotive trains running and painted, and getting that stuff taken care of. Otherwise, things are going in a direction, and I'm enjoying the direction they're going. So hopefully you guys are enjoying your hobbies as well, and everybody's doing great. Take care.